So day one of the road trip for 2025. Probably not the content you're expecting to see today, but is what it is. So about to leave with our 20-foot trailer. Getting in the car now. Say hi, Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
She says hi, Barbara. Yeah, so leaving New Hampshire, and I think we're finishing off today in New York, and we'll be at Niagara Falls tomorrow. So let's hit the road. So we've been on the road for an hour?
Daddy!
Oh, I'm being called.
Ooh!
Just the view. We're in Vermont now. It's beautiful out here.
Anybody else want to go to the
So,
bathroom?
as I was saying before I was interrupted,
Yes.
we're here in Vermont. I don't even know what mountain we're on, but it's some Vista View.
Green
We've
Mountain.
stopped at what mountain?
Well, I don't know about the mountains, but it's the range is the Green Mountains.
Anyway, there's a beautiful Vista Point here with the distillery, because that's what belongs on the top of a hill when you stop somewhere. But nice thing about traveling with the camper is they had everything in our camper for sandwich fixins. So I've got my sandwiches here and enjoy the view for a bit and then hit the road again. So it's about 6:30 now. We arrived here. We're in the Syracuse, New York area. We got here about 5:20, a little bit before 5:30. Got set up, then the wife promptly left to go grocery shopping because this is our first stop on the trip. Yeah, I don't really have much to say yet. I'm gonna have more to say later as this trip progresses, but long story short, part of me really loathes the buildup of going on vacation, and even the idea of going on vacation is like draining. But if I listened to that part of my brain, I would probably never go on vacation. I would just work 24/7. So it's important to sometimes go beyond your comfort zone. Just like, you should go to the gym, even though you don't want to go to the gym, because you feel good afterwards, right? Sometimes even after vacations, I don't feel good about it, but I know it's better than working myself to death and being a workaholic. So here we are in New York. I might have a little more content to add to this video before the end, but this might be it for this video. I'm going to try to keep these daily to keep them short and sweet, quick to edit. Yeah, so I guess trip overview also. We're going to be on the road for about 3 weeks. A big chunk of that is going to be down in Dallas at a family reunion. But we're kind of leisurely taking our way there. In fact, hold on a second. We're trying to hit the last of the lower 48 that we have not been to with the kids. So, because you have a camper, what do you have to have one of those maps of America, right? Oh. We're missing North Dakota, Colorado, Kansas. Oh, and Alaska. But we're not driving to Alaska. We might do Alaska cruise sometime in the future, but not this year. This year we're hitting North Dakota, Colorado, and Kansas, like I said. So we're just kind of taking a leisurely long way around it because hopefully in your life you've met a lot of people who have also had adventures and moved on in their life. Not everybody is stuck in the area that you grew up in or where you are. So we know people kind of all over the place. So we're meeting some friends tomorrow morning for breakfast here. We also have some friends that we're hoping to see in Ohio. Also have family in South Dakota. Might maybe see somebody in Colorado. Probably not. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if we're going to go that far west into Colorado. Definitely have people we're going to be seeing in Oklahoma. And then on the way home after the family reunion, then there's still people we're going to see in Arkansas. And then there's another, I can't remember where they're at. Somebody else, I think in Tennessee. I can't remember. Anyway, that's it for now. Signing off. I really hope you enjoy these updates. And hopefully, more importantly, we can talk a bit more later on as these progress about some of kind of what's going on in my life and where I'm at mentally, what I want to do with this channel, what I'm trying to communicate to all of you. And yes, we will get back to automotive content. That has never really been, in my mind, the purpose of this channel, but again, more on that later. So until next time, keep jamming, even if that's in a 20-foot camper trailer. Well, I lied. Not the end of the video yet. Why? Oh, okay, so this is actually a good example of stuff to talk about. This is our first camping trip of the year with the camper. We usually take it out at least once, if not a couple of times. Usually just kind of small local trips, but we've done, this will be our like our third big road trip. I mean, we've been down to New Orleans, we've been across the country in it, etc., etc. But anyway, stuff happens. We got set up, and I noticed that the faucet was dripping, leaking, and it was leaking at one of the crimp fittings on the fixture itself, where like the neck actually comes out and becomes bendable. So that was a cheap Camping World type purchase. The thing is, campers use the same standard spacing as general household faucets. So when my wife went out to do the grocery shopping, she went to Walmart because that's what's nearby, and I told her to pick up a faucet while she's out because it's the standard home faucet setup. The challenge is she brings it home, she brings it to the campground, and the challenge is that the fixtures you buy for your home are meant to go to the shutoff valves. Campers don't have shutoff valves all the time. Well, ours doesn't, because it's a small camper. And so the only way to shut off the water is the mains. You know, you like just go outside and turn off the water, your hose that goes to the camper. That's how you shut off your water. What that means, though, is that I need an adapter, because I have PEX with a direct crimped on fitting that goes directly onto a fixture. So essentially, kind of like if you're familiar with home plumbing, you always have a soft line that goes from your shutoff valve to your fixture. I essentially have the end of that soft line, not the shutoff valve. But a lot of these modern fixtures nowadays come and they need to be wired directly into the shutoff valve. They don't have a threaded fitting on the fixture itself. Or if that makes sense. Are you tracking with me? Anyway, it's hard to explain, but this is life. And instead of freaking out and having to call a repairman or call somebody else to tell me what to do, you just figure it out. Have I done this exact thing before? No, I haven't. I have not adapted a house fixture to a camping trailer before. Nope, never done that in my life. That being said, I have a lot of similar experiences around other similar things, all of which, again, are things that I had to learn how to do on the fly on an as-needed basis. I'm not a plumber by trade, but I've installed a few things and made a few things work in my time. Not something that everybody knows about me. I even worked at Radio Shack for a short period, the adapter store. Everybody goes in there looking for adapters. You know, we may not have the right cable for you, but we can get an adapter to an adapter to an adapter to make the no, it's a terrible idea, but that's what a lot of people know of Radio Shack, or remember of Radio Shack at this point. So I'm heading to a Lowe's right now because that's what's nearby. I'm going to figure out the right adapter for what I need and install a faucet. And I'm going to do it without stress in my life, because worst case scenario, I put the old faucet back and it leaks and I put a towel around it the whole 3 weeks we're going to be out. But I also have faith that eventually I'll get it figured out and I'll get it solved. So I'll probably include a few more clips from the hardware store and after I get everything installed. So yeah, fun times. So I've got, I think, a solution. Instead of getting an adapter, I just got a shutoff valve because that's my adapter and a new shutoff valve. So I think I got the right thing. I'll show it to you in a bit here. It's essentially a 1/2 inch to 3/8 faucet shutoff valve. And I think that's the size I have on the camper side. But we'll see. We'll go from there. But while I was out, I got pinged by the wife that we need to bring bread to our friend's house tomorrow morning for toast. So I am heading to a grocery store for some bread. We will go from there. Well, the stuff I bought didn't work. So I'm calling it a night. It's been a long day. So yeah, it is what it is. But sometimes you have to fail to learn, which is just fine.